Starfish sex. What do you do when sex feels disconnected and one-sided? Welcome to the Secure Husband Podcast. Bruce Abbott, certified professional coach and founder of SecureHusband.com. You're having sex with your wife, but it feels disconnected. It feels one-sided. It feels empty, emotionless. It feels like she's just doing you a favor, duty sex. This let's just get this over with kind of vibe. No enthusiasm, no eye contact, no passion, no emotional engagement. I mean, she's physically there, but emotionally, she's checked out. And it triggers all kinds of things in your mind. You're asking yourself, does she even want to be here? She's got her eyes closed. Is she fantasizing about someone else? Am I that undesirable? Is this pity sex? Why does this hurt so much more than if we just didn't have sex to begin with? And it's just that gut punch or just like that, just pain right to your chest. You get quiet, you shut down, maybe you get angry. Sometimes you just try to get through it, play it cool, but inside you are spiraling down. What do you do when you feel like having sex hurts more than not having sex at all? And you're triggered because you weren't just wanting physical connection. There's such a misconception out there that women think that men just want to get off, that this is just about fulfilling basic urges. But men want connection. They want to feel connected with their wife. And sex carries expectations of affection, expectations of connection. And then you throw in external validation, false core beliefs, or are you waiting for proof that you matter? Something that says, I see you, I want you. And it hurts. You just don't feel close. It's hard. You feel more alone than ever. And the only way to help in these types of situations is in that very moment when it's happening. You have to give it a different meaning, because if you're operating from the unhealed wound, the meaning will always be, I'm not enough. She's just doing this to shut me up. I'm being tolerated and not loved. As I mentioned, that's triggering. So what you have to do is, in that moment, when you're in bed and you're trying to stay present, and that stillness, that absence causes your stomach to tighten and your mind starts to race and your heart rate jumps all over, you're having an emotional reaction right here. And the first thing you have to do is self-soothe your way through this reaction. Because this is where most guys will go passive-aggressive or withdraw emotionally. They'll go cold and quiet. Maybe they'll try harder to win her affection mid-act. But in the moment, you have to say to yourself, okay, I feel this. It hurts. This sucks. I'm going to stay in my body. I'm going to stay present. I don't need to react right now. I mean, that 3 seconds of a pause is your first act of leadership. Because in this moment, you have to self-soothe in the moment to keep yourself from reacting. And then when you get to a place where you can think about this, now you get to choose. And you can choose to not make it about your worth. Because this is the moment where men spiral down and think she doesn't want me. This is just a chore to her. I'm undesirable. I'm not attractive. She's fantasizing about someone else. But the truth here is that her lack of engagement, whether it's about you or not, you guys may have some patterns of dysfunction that have happened, but it could also be about her stress or exhaustion, maybe her relationship with her body, her emotional disconnection that predates this moment, her wounds that she brings into this relationship. Maybe it's even her sense of, this is what I should do and not what I want to do. It could be a combination of these things, but your job is to not solve this problem in the middle of it. It's just to remind yourself that, yeah, this moment, it's uncomfortable, it sucks, but it doesn't define me. Her mood, her desire doesn't determine my value. And I'm going to take a deep breath and I'm going to be okay. Because in this moment, you're being triggered. You know, the little boy inside that gets triggered, oh, he's really getting triggered now. Because this boy feels unwanted and he feels embarrassed. He feels maybe used. That's not really your adult logic. That's not your sexual preferences. Your inner boy inside is being triggered bad right now because he learned that love meant approval and that being chosen meant being wanted physically, that being ignored meant something was wrong with him. And in this moment, he's the one who's hurt. He's inside saying, why does this feel so empty? Why do I feel so rejected? Even though we're technically together, he's hurting. He doesn't want to beg. He doesn't want to be invisible again. But don't shame him. Just show up for him. So in this moment, quietly inside, you tell yourself, which essentially you're telling this little boy, in that moment, this feels like rejection. hey, I know. I've got you. You're not being abandoned. You're not being defined by what's happening right now. You're okay. Now, I know that sounds really awkward to say when you're in the middle of sex with your wife, but this will actually help you when you're in that triggered moment because it'll help calm your nervous system and it will help take that sting of rejection that's right there in that moment, that stimulus response, and it helps to soothe through that. And you stay present without performing. You don't overcompensate or try to force her to wake up emotionally. You don't start withdrawing and protest, and certainly stop overthinking like every move you make, and just stay grounded. Just focus on your breath, your body, the moment. Just stay connected, not to her response, but to your own intention. Because your goal isn't to get something. It's just to stay steady, even in the discomfort. And ironically, that's going to help you become more secure when you can handle those really powerful, emotionally triggering moments. Over time, as you heal these areas outside of the bedroom, what will happen is you'll start to bring that inside of the bedroom as well, where you're building trust. And she's not feeling pressured and she's not feeling judged. And she can start to relax and start getting to the core of what it is that's really causing her disconnect when you guys are having sex. And it allows you to stop making her behavior the dictator of your self-worth. And then you choose when, how to talk about it later on. Because it is okay to talk about what happened, just not in the heat of the moment. So right there in bed, don't say things like, why are you like this? Or this is awful, or you're not even trying. I feel like I'm having sex with a corpse. That's not leadership, that's emotional reactivity. You're taking a tough situation and making it far worse. Instead, you've got to give it space. And then later, in a safe, connected moment, you can say, hey, I want to talk about the other night. I just want to check in with you. Not to blame, not to shame, but just to understand. It felt a little disconnected to me. I'm wondering what it felt like for you. And she may share some things that are on her mind, but it gets it out in the open. And that's being calm and having clarity and having security. Because if you're not shaming and blaming, she won't feel shamed and she feels seen. And that opens the door to actual intimacy and not just guilt-driven compliance. But this is where learning to self-soothe, to regulate your nervous system is so important because you can hold yourself in that moment without collapsing. It keeps you from spiraling because this is going to be a defining moment in your masculine leadership. How you handle these tough situations will determine what happens next. Can you turn this into something positive and productive? Or will this just build another brick in the wall between you and your wife? Because no, you're not chasing perfect sex, but you are building connection. And if you want to reestablish that connection and get rid of the starfish sex, it's going to start with how you respond in that moment when things are not going the way you had hoped. And she's not the enemy. She's not a villain for not being fully engaged, but you guys are going to have to work through that. And when you become the secure husband, you're able to just hold ground there and not collapse when everything is just so triggering. And that's going to help you build something better over time. I hope this podcast helps you out. If so, please give me a review, hit that subscribe button for more Secure Husband episodes. Hey, share this episode with someone who you think may need to hear this. Visit securehusband.com for more resources and to book one-on-one coaching with me. And I'll see you again on the next Secure Husband podcast. Thanks for listening.